is, we're here at Cummings Lodge,
Yes.
which is very, if you can see, I'm going to turn the camera and you're going to see it's bush really. And let me see how I get you to see so that you understand where we're at. That's the road, and this is all the almost the jungle, not quite. But what we just did here was turn the sod for the construction of a deaf school, the first of its kind in Guyana. I'm here with Sabine McIntosh. We'll talk to her in a minute. With Keon Chung, with Nicoya. Keon is our ACEO, our Education Officer for Special Education Needs. That's something we put in place recently to make sure we can serve children who have needs in special education better. So, community and the government has made some input over the years. Academically, the NGO community was extracurricular. But I'm going to talk to Sabine for a minute because I think you'll find that interesting. Sabine, when did you, sorry, I keep doing this. When did you first come to Guyana?
Minister, 1970.
1970s, and
Yes,
that was even before I was born. And where did you come from?
Germany.
Germany. How come you came here?
I did meet a guy whilst I was in England,
Mm-hmm.
and he went home with me and we stayed some time, and then both of us came. And
So
we
was it?
lived here and had our children here and had our work here.
He was a Guyanese guy.
A Guyanese guy.
Aha!
Yeah.
So
From
it was
Skeldon.
love
From Skeldon.
from Skeldon. So it was love that brought you here, and you have been
But
working.
he left me.
He left
So
you.
He left me, or rather I left him.
Oh,
It's
boy.
a vice versa thing.
Yeah, you
And
know,
that's
these
a
are-
long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, the love relationships are extremely complex. Probably the most complex relationship on earth.
Yeah.
But you have been involved in the deaf with the deaf community and have done amazing work over the years, almost single-handedly. Especially when our country was going through hard times and we didn't have resources and so on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, I have two children, a son and a daughter. And the son has his firstborn child, a girl, is deaf.
Mm-hmm.
She is now she's now 27. As a matter of fact, right now she's home with me, but she studies in the States. She's in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so, and well, my daughter is here, she's 2 years younger. So I got involved with the deaf community out of necessity. And as you rightly said, you know, I sort of frantically searched all over the place, all institutions, and there was really nothing, not even in the sense that say, well, this we plan in this, we plan in this, we plan in there, were really nothing. So after, then there was, I don't remember, Mr. Walcott. He had started a group, and I realized from my granddaughter as she grew up, I realized she had a talent for visual expression. So we formed a group together with some other parents, and we are really focusing on the visual and performing arts. But the end result, we took a deaf group to Carifesta in Suriname.
Beautiful.
Yeah, in 2013. And it developed from there, and then we found so many, we had to find our way. We just went with the flow.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So this is more organized now. How do you feel about this? I mean, this is organized. We're going to have a building. We're going to have...
This is such a big step forward,
Yeah.
you know, and I really appreciate, as I told you, you know, that you make us a part of it. And I do believe, having worked with the deaf on the ground for over 10 years, that we can add value to the education that you would want them to have.
Right.
And I think this can be a focal point for, not even for academically, well, it's human rights issue, of course, too, but also to reach out in other communities.
Right.
It can be used as a training for wherever there's a deaf child, a teacher could come, be trained, be sent out back.
Right.
That's all.
So it's going to be multi-purpose, and that's the plan. It's
Yes.
not just going to be a
Yes.
school. It's going to be where, like, we have a training school, like how you have training
Yes.
hospitals,
Yeah.
where... And so we have a plan also for an autism school.
Okay.
And we have a plan for your land intuition to put down another school there. And so it's much more organized
Yes.
now. So Keon, if you could come a minute, let's talk to you. about what we're doing academically. How old are you now, Sabine?
81.
81.
10th of
Looking really
January, a
good.
couple of days ago.
Oh, happy belated
Pastor Mark.
birthday
Thank you,
on
Mr.
behalf of all of
Thank you.
Guyana.
This is
Yeah.
this is a happy belated birthday gift. I can
Yes.
assure you.
Yes, I'm very glad that you were able to be a part of this. That's why I said make sure we find Sabine, because we've been working even before when I was education minister the last time, and now we're able to bring this to fruition, and
can
I'm
bring it
really
to
glad
fruition.
about
Thank
that.
you so much.
So this is Keon Chong. Keon is our assistant chief education officer for special education needs. Keon, tell us a little bit academically about what we're doing um, to for the special education needs community.
Thank you. We're doing a lot of things, and I'd like to take off from where Sabine spoke about adding value, and this add value to them academically, because now they have a space whereby deafness, deaf culture can really blossom and grow in this capacity here. It's not only intended to be a school, but in the conversation yesterday with Sabine, we spoke about the possibility of being a resource center and a space where deaf youth can congregate, and so many things can come out of that, which definitely adds value for them.
Right, but not this alone. How many classrooms or special needs classrooms have we added across the country?
Oh, absolutely.
What does that look like? How are you diagnosing? Give me a little rundown on that.
Okay, great. So we've
Not only
managed
for
to-
deaf students,
Oh, not
but
only for deaf students, sorry. So we now have 27 SEN spaces, and SEN spaces is a combination of SEN classrooms and SEN schools. The SEN schools are the standalone casette facilities, and the SEN classrooms are classrooms from within mainstream schools. And the children are being sent there based on the screening packet and based on the assessment that's been done by the officers or the diagnostics.
right.
The assessment process, we take it from the screening. It's a tiered process to ensure the children really get the diagnosis of disabilities warrants a diagnosis, because we can't get a diagnosis and take it back. So they go through 3 tiers actually, and the last one, tier 3, is where they get a comprehensive evaluation and a special education eligibility, and that places them in the special schools. What we've also done is that we have developed the individual education plan and the learner profiles. If you have a diagnosis and you're in a special school, you get an IEP. If you do not yet have a diagnosis, you have a learner profile. And the learner profile basically gives the strengths and the weaknesses of the child, so the teachers have goals to which they're working on. We've also developed a booklet, a report booklet that really shows where we're starting and where it is we want to end with the students. We've worked with the Ministry of Education in Jamaica, where we've borrowed the curriculum for teaching students with intellectual impairment, moderate to severe, and that is being used for teaching students with autism as well as intellectual disability across Guyana. We've had our adaptive furniture initiative go out, whereby for the first time we're seeing students with skeletal or muscular issues coming into the school spaces. We have benefited from the breakfast program. All the special schools are benefiting from the breakfast program. The Ministry of Education has hired its first ever speech therapist, which is an awesome thing.
I'm
You
really
can't
glad
begin to
about that.
imagine how much that has really helped us, because we can do that for ourselves there. We also have officers in 10 of the 11 educational districts, which is awesome also. And we continue to work on developing, establishing more spaces as we see them. We have the first cohort of associate degree just graduated. There 41. We've taken the
Graduated
first
from where?
Sarah Potter College of Education.
Right.
And so we've just taken the first cohort of blind students, and so they will graduate in 2026, and we're working on admitting a cohort of deaf students. The program at the CPC is so dynamic that based on the level, while it's a 2-year program, we're giving them that ability and that scope to complete the program at their level. For deaf students, English would be a second language for them, so the first year would be them being sign language and English, because when they complete it, they need to be effective in our classrooms, so we're giving them that scope. So it spans from 2 to 4 years program, just to ensure that they get the content needed there.
Right.
Those are some of the initiatives that we've got.
Right. I'd call you Nikaya, but it's saying my battery is low, so we can do a full sit down. So in other words, guys, this has taken on a whole new look in the ministry. For a couple of years now, we've been, probably haven't spoken about it enough, but really trying to meet the needs of special students who have special education needs, in addition to or along with the NGOs who have hitherto really borne this by themselves. And we're very grateful for those. We're very happy that they came along and that they spoke, and that their involvement doesn't stop. We're going to be partners now all the people who've worked with special education needs children. And I want to say to parents, I know that this must be a particularly hard, worrying, confusing in many cases, extra that you have to do with a child who has education special needs. And we will try very hard to put systems in place in an organized way to make sure your children can academically as well as extracurricular benefit from extracurricular stuff so that your child can be a whole child and be the best they can be in their circumstances. That's our aim, and you'll see work going into getting that done. President Ali has made several announcements, including giving special grants to persons with disabilities, permanent, not having to have the frequent checks if you have a permanent disability, and some of those changes have already been made. So look out for more here. Join us on this journey where we're trying to deliver special education to our children with special education needs. I thank you and have a happy new year.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you.
Yeah.